Hi, my name is Tiffany Cagle. I am an undergrad student of the Allied Health Science program at NAU, and this is my student presentation assignment. My question: what are the most significant factors contributing to mental health disparities in women, and how can targeted interventions address these challenges? Why did I pick this question? My interest in this subject stems from being a woman and seeing other women struggle. Women face many challenges in life, such as earning less in the workplace, taking on many unpaid responsibilities like being the primary caretaker, and gender bias roles in the home. Many have been victims of some kind of violence at some point in their lives, and it all affects the mental health. Once a woman recognizes the need for help, they have more obstacles such as childcare, treatment options, effectiveness of treatment, stigma, and so much more. I recognize this as a problem and wanted to take a deeper look. So mental health illnesses affect over 350 million people worldwide, and women are twice as likely to be affected. Research has shown that many factors may contribute to this, including stress, environment, neurobiological, biology, and gender disparities. Women are more likely to be the primary caretakers. That can lead to the feelings of isolation and no sense of belonging if they do not have support from their partners or their community. Most women have been victims of some type of violence in their lifetime, either witnessed violence, have been raped, stalked, sexually abused as a child, or experienced violence from their spouse. Women and men have different brain structures, with women having a higher percentage of gray matter. This might make them more sensitive to stress. Women go through different stages in their lives: menstruation, pregnancy, postpartum, and menopause. This can cause an increase and/or decrease in hormones that can cause mood alterations and make women more susceptible to mental health illnesses. Women are paid on average 22% less than men. They are twice as likely than men to be the primary caretakers, which can lead to missed hours or opportunities at work and less pay. Over here I have a little visual. Nearly 1 in 5 women experience sexual violence in their lifetime compared to men, and 1 in 3 women is affected by a mental health disorder, almost twice as more often than men. Targeted interventions. The treatment of mental health illnesses seem to be the same for both men and women, even though they have many differences. Medication, one popular form of treatment. While the type of treatment depends on the illness, it doesn't consider gender. The most prescribed medications for mental health illness are sertraline, approved by the FDA in 1991, and fluoxetine, that was approved in 1987. Women were not allowed to be a part of clinical trials until 1993. So there has been little research done on how these and many other medications affect women's bodies and how they react. Therapy also. Research has started to show that women respond better to recovery-oriented, trauma-focused, self-empowering approaches. This helps focus on coping mechanisms, supporting women's growth and goals so they can live a more fulfilling life once they have control of their mental illnesses. Solutions. Steps need to be taken to expand the knowledge of women's mental health. More research needs to go into the treatment of women's mental health. We need either exclusive women drug trials or new trials for medications that include both men and women. More consideration needs to be taken when it comes to the diagnosis and treatment of women's mental health, such as biology, stressors, trauma, and effectiveness. Treatment approaches that are recovery-oriented, trauma-focused, and more of a feminist approach need to be looked at closer to help with women's growth and mental health. Thoughts on this subject. While researching mental health illnesses for women, I found that information is primarily out of date, centered around pregnancy, or overgeneralized. There doesn't seem to be a lot of research or information focused solely on women's mental health. We need to know more about women, we need more effective treatment options, and we need more research to focus on the differences between the sexes. Once we understand and address all these different factors between men and women, we can improve diagnosis, treatments, and support systems to create a more equitable mental health care for women. Overview of this project. During this semester, I have learned quite a lot, especially about myself. I honestly didn't think I'd be able to complete 20 written pages on a subject. I've been out of school for so long, but throughout this course, I have surprised myself, and I think the most important thing that I've taken away from this is that if you break everything down into smaller parts, it can help you achieve your end goal, and just start writing. Get your thoughts down and edit them afterwards. As long as you get them on paper, you can go through and edit out what you need, what you don't need, and make it cohesive.